David, this is part 2 of session number 1, 19 April 2020. I look closer at face-on movement. The other overview was more or less down the line, but face-on will show you exactly what's sinking the ship. So, looking closer at it, let's just look at your version of this face-on. So, I saw this. See how the right hip is swaying off where it started, swaying this way. So this is a position when your hands are waist high. I like this late set. It's really good. See the distance between your the butt of the club and your hip? That's really good. At this point, though, let me show you. This is our new best buddy, Adam Scott. So when he's waist high, he's actually set his wrist a little more, but I prefer your set. The problem, and then watch this right hip, which was my point. Oops. From that sway position, you then go to rotating that right hip back. So from that point on, it's really not that bad, but you have that extra motion where that hip pops out past that like 3 inches. It's just unneeded movement, and so you have momentum going away from the target, and so you got to turn it around and monkey around with it. But this isn't a bad position. I have some concerns about your wrist set. It might have something to do with your grip. See, your late setter here, and then it's still not set 90 degrees. The angle's a little goofy. Then you got this. Then you're adding. See this? You're adding lag here, which is good. Okay. Now, once you get to the top. Okay, so let's look at the difference here. So, this is a strange angle because there's camera movement. But okay, so this isn't too bad. I could see a little more knee pointed behind the ball that allow you to get a bigger turn. But this isn't a bad position. The grip is, see that little cavity. I think that's where you're getting that extra lag. It's flopping down in that, because that right hand grip isn't, and you're actually setting the wrist. So that's fine. Okay, so the good thing about this, watch this. This, somebody helped you out here. You found this from experiences. Watch your left foot. This is, see that thing, that little rotate thing? That's really good. I mean, they all do it now, but they do it later in the swing. They'll load up the back heel. He's not so much, but the Justin Thomases and all the Morikawa, they all spin on that left heel. You're doing that. It's just prior to the swing. So that I like. But then, and see that right knee gets outside of where it started. It started inside that yellow line, and that's fine. But then what you have to do from here on is you snap it and go to that post, and with that angle, that foot, that left hip's going to go back. So I'm going to give you a picture of this. So when you come down and the club gets, okay, when it gets to here, now let's go right here. Okay, so you got a little bit of a cast. See, you use that most of that lag up here, but I'm okay with that. It's on plane. Okay, so we can live with that. Now, so that's where your shaft is parallel to the ground. His is parallel to the ground. So see at this point he's come off this back line quite a bit. See, that's like 4 inches, and sure enough, he's got that lower leg, which is now vertical, which puts that knee outside that, and looking at the photo, the right line. Okay, so now you've got that actually, yeah, that lower left leg is not vertical. It's actually pointing at the target, and that's what's causing the problem. You can't get your hip out of the way. Okay, so I'll give you this picture, and then more importantly, when we get to now see as he gets here, he's rolled his foot, and now as he gets close to impact, he's getting to the toe of the foot, and this is, see, he's reestablished the radius at impact, and let's see, undo, and look at impact where his belt buckle is. His belt buckle's pointed like 45 degrees. You know, Furyks and some of the younger guys pointed at the target at impact, but his is the modern kind of old school 45 degrees, whereas you're at impact, your belt buckle, you know, is maybe 5 degrees off of the ball. See your belt buckle is here, pointed here. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. It might be closer to the ball. And now, so that left hip is circled back away from him. Now he can swing his arms freely through. So I'll give you this picture also. You know, print this out and put it on the mirror. See, at this point too, look at your grip. Your grip is a little horsed up here. See this grip? See, you got that V out here. You know, I'll draw it. So the V is out here, and this V is here. So your wrists aren't really working well. You know, you can't get to this. Now, what? Look at this guy's. Okay, so we got that picture now. See how his V's are still pointed off his right ear, and then see how his hip is really out of the way, so he can fire those arms through, and the path of the club. So here's the tug-of-war position. You know, his chest is there's no forward bend, it's kind of a back bend, and both arms are straight, and his club's outside here. Now you can't see it from this angle, but his hands, the butt of the club is pointed inside his body here, and the head of the club is more out of the monitor. So this is where the club head is the shaft is pointed kind of at the target, and the butt of the club is pointed at his midsection, if that makes sense. So you know, this grip has to. You can't get there. You can't get there from this grip. Okay. So first of all, Yeah, see how that grip is good. See how they got that posted up leg, that hips out of the way. So let me give you that, and then we get to this. So your wrists just aren't working together. So you can't get to the tug of war position. See, the grip is getting down in that little crevice thing that I was telling you about. Look at this. How good is this? So there's a tug of war thing. You know, where you got the right hand is still kind of under it. Palm is up, and he's actually shaking hands in front. So I'll give you that. But I do like, see that right knee's caved in. That's great. You got the left toes are pointed out. That's great. Head's behind the ball. The lower body. See, the belt buckle is almost where the left hip was started, you know, which is a good sign. See his left hip started here, and now the belt buckle is past that. So you got similar weight shift, which is great. The thing is, you got a mushy left knee here, and then the grip is just kind of adding to it. Then he gets, this is his follow through. And you're doing this mad reset thing. See how that club face is closed? That's going to hook on you. See, I like the straight arm thing too. Right here, David. That looks good. You're rotating your shoulders. This grip is kind of hosed up here, and good rotation of the shoulders. So this position, not all that bad, except you've done this major reset. But that lower body action is good. It's just way late. You know, see your belt buckle now is at 45 degrees. Oops. Your belt buckle is 45 degrees, roughly. And that's where he is at impact. That's all. It's just, see, his belt buckle is 45 degrees. Yours is 45 degrees, but it's like 5 clicks late. So you have all the action, it's just a little late. But, you know, at first glance, I wasn't aware of the grip thing coming down. I think it's promoted by the hips in the way, and you're kind of flipping at it. But I also think that cavity, this cavity that on your right hand, see, the super strong grip, right? So that super strong grip is going to facilitate clamping down on the club face, you know, because as you come through, it's just a neutral position is, see, your V is pointed this way, and the natural position, the neutral position at impact is up towards your ear, and if you do that, then the club face is just clamping down. So I'm not sure I can get. See how that V is pointed? It's tough to tell, but it's kind of at the right ear. Whereas your, yeah. That's so good. It's not quite as good. Okay, I'll give you a capture of that. Okay, so I mean, if nothing else, this grip is just a crapshoot. The ball can go anywhere. That's promoting the flipping of it, because the wrists aren't really working together.